Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. So Conor Benn gains revenge over Chris Eubank Jr., drops him twice and totally outboxes him to secure a wide 12-round unanimous points decision victory. Let's talk about it. Now the questions going into this rematch were, can Conor Benn improve on his performance in the first fight? Can Chris Eubank Jr. make the weight better for this rematch because he was very drained first time round? And will he carry any damage from that first fight into this rematch? Well, we got the answers to all those questions in the very first round. Conor Benn was far more controlled, he held his shape better, he was more accurate, he was physically stronger than he was first time around, and all of his fundamentals were improved. He contained his emotions this time and channeled them far more effectively. Whereas for Eubank Jr., he literally looked a shell of himself. No sharpness, no snap on his punches, no power in the shots, no work rate, no speed, very little offensive movement. He was just moving around the ring. His body language looked lethargic. He looked like he knew that he had absolutely nothing in the tank from very early on and was just looking to try and make it through the fight. Maybe hope to walk Conor Benn onto something if he got too reckless. All of Eubank Jr.'s best shots were not there. The jab was barely landing, it was slow, and the uppercut wasn't there. And again, you can give credit to Conor Benn for making adjustments to maybe take those shots away, but I don't think it was just that. I think it was also Eubank Jr. being significantly diminished from that first fight. No snap on the shots, no sharpness, no timing. I can't say that that's all down to Conor Benn improving. I think some of it is down to Eubank Jr. being worse this time. I mean, he wasn't great in the first fight, Eubank, but he was literally a shadow of what he was in the first fight in his rematch. Why was that? Well, I'm sure it's a combination of being weight drained and shopworn. As a result, his defense was a lot more active than his offense. He demonstrated his ability to stay out of trouble for 11 rounds, but very little else. And while Conor Benn was definitely improved from the first fight, he wasn't able to do much with a completely dead on his feet Chris Eubank Jr., let's be real. Yeah, he won every round, but I thought he could have taken it to him a lot more than he did. It was only in that final round when Eubank Jr. started taking some chances that Conor Benn landed some big shots to put Eubank Jr. over, and he was badly hurt, Jr., but he did manage to survive and see out the round, and therefore see out the fight. It was an underwhelming spectacle, much as their dad's rematch was underwhelming all those years ago. And they mirrored their dads as far as the attire for the first fight and for this rematch. Eubank Jr. wore the same color shorts as his dad did for the first Nigel Benn fight, and Conor wore the same color shorts that his dad Nigel did for that first Eubank Sr. fight. Ditto for this rematch. Eubank Jr. in the yellow, Conor Benn in the white and blue. The only spectacular thing, not just for Eubank Jr., but for the night itself, was Eubank Jr.'s 50-cent ring walk. That was surprising, and it was actually a flex. But other than that, it was, as I say, an underwhelming main event. And I don't know if it's just me, but there was something farcical about Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn celebrating to the extent that they did after beating a totally depleted and weight-drained Eubank Jr. He was a dead man walking in the ring, and these guys are jumping around like they've just achieved some great feat. Maybe like going in there and beating a guy with one leg and then acting all elated about it. Like, what kind of achievement is that? It kind of reminded me of that scene from Gladiator where Commodus stabs Maximus while he's chained up before their fight and then expects to get praise for victory over a handicapped opponent. Like, seriously? You guys are jumping up and down celebrating that? I don't know, like I say, maybe it's just me, but I felt that was a bit off. I get all the family history and what have you. Folks, I lived through the 90s. I watched Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn's careers in real time. Anyway, the rematch between the sons was what it was. I never liked these guys fighting each other in the first place. I always felt that Eubank Jr. should pursue world honors at middleweight or super middleweight and that Conor Benn should do the same at welterweight. I always thought it was a very forced and contrived rivalry between the two sons. Obviously, it's made both of them a load of money, but that's short-term thinking. You can make a load of money with big fights in your respective weight classes without being drained, without rehydration clauses, or without being outweighed by a guy, right? In the case of Conor Benn, he was outweighed by Eubank Jr. So yeah, I never liked this particular fight as far as it being made, the first fight or the rematch. Be that as it may, I think I picked Eubank Jr. to win the first fight, and I picked him again to win the rematch on points, provided he wasn't too drained. But we all saw what he looked like in the ring. He was clearly as drained as one can be, not just in terms of dehydration, but also in terms of fighting spirit. It just wasn't there. Totally shop worn. Maybe left it all in the ring last time. So there you have it. As far as where both fighters go from here, Conor Benn says he's going to drop down to 147. It'll be interesting to see if he can make that adjustment, because fighters typically have issues when they drop down several weight classes like that. Not always, but typically. There are some exceptions. And if Conor Benn does suffer and does struggle to make 147 again, well, there you go. It's an example of how he's done a smash and grab for short-term gain while sacrificing his long-term prosperity. But we'll see if that happens. Similar thing with Eubank Jr. But it's kind of more understandable for him because in the eyes of most people, including myself, he didn't really have great prospects at 160 or 168. I couldn't see him beating the likes of Aleem Kanuli. So for him to take this little gimmick fight was kind of more understandable to me anyway. In any event, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about the fight, the performances, the aftermath, and where you see both fighters going next. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Are you surrounded by mindless bots in human form who adhere to the norm and blindly conform? Who swallow all the mainstream BS and actually ridicule you for questioning things? Do you wish you had more free-thinking individuals in your life to network and converse with? Well, look no further. We're right here. Come and join the Brotherhood of Reason on Patreon. You'll gain access to my weekly topical content where we take deep dives on an endless variety of subjects, as well as my vast back catalogue of podcasts, videos, interviews, movie decodings, and my Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You'll also get to talk and network with myself and hundreds of other people in our members chat. You can enjoy all this via the Patreon app or on desktop and download all my podcasts in high-quality MP3. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store, or simply visit patreon.com on a web browser. Then head on over to my page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android, because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.